What's up everybody, Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today from Star Wars The Black Series, we are taking a look at Jon Favreau as Paz Vizsla. This is the latest figure in the Black Series to feature the likeness of one of the creators of Star Wars. As many of you know, we do also have a George Lucas and a Dave Filoni figure, so this one just makes a whole lot of sense, especially because Jon also voices this character. This was a Hasbro PulseCon exclusive figure here in the US. It was pretty easy to get. It was pretty expensive though, and as you can see, it is also a deluxe figure. This continues the packaging design that we saw for Trapper Wolf and some other con exclusive figures with this nice image of Paz on the front of the box. We do have Jon on the side mural there. There's nothing on the back of the box except for a little Black Series logo up top. And of course we do have that barcode down at the bottom. And the box this time slides out and is plastic-free packaging, so you can see Jon there with no window, tied in with these new paper ties. And he looks fantastic, even in the box there. I think this Jon Favreau head has some incredible likeness. And of course, we'll take a closer look at it a little bit later. And on the back of the packaging slid out, you can see Jon here in an enlarged image of the mural art. And it also has a little bio for him as well. That's pretty awesome. So let's waste no more time here. We're going to open Jon up and we'll take a look at those accessories and then the figure itself. All right, and first up here, we do have the jetpack accessory that is nicely detailed. A much brighter yellow this time around, and also has the heavy machine gun on here as well. For a comparison, I do have the original right here. You can see that the two shades of yellow are close, but the new one is definitely just a little bit brighter. And the heavy machine guns pretty much both also have the same paint apps. Slightly different, but mostly the same. We do also have a removable helmet, which is really nicely detailed. There's some great silver paint on here. The blue on the cheeks is also very striking. All the details are here. There is a little bit of sculpt work that is unpainted on the back of the helmet. Not that that is really surprising. Although again, it is a deluxe figure, so I kind of want them to paint more of it. And the original Paz figure does not have a removable helmet here, but we can still compare the two so you can at least get an idea that even though this is technically a new sculpt, it is very similar and they almost look identical to me, and the paint app work is also like 100% the same. So not a whole lot comes with this figure, but you know, we all knew exactly what we were getting into. So let's go ahead and take a look at Jon. And here is Jon Favreau as Paz Vizsla out of the packaging, and he does look fantastic. Like I said, when we still had him in the box, this Jon Favreau head, the likeness is absolutely off the charts. It is actually not too shiny either, which is kind of awesome. And I think this definitely goes to show you that, yeah, it's not as simple as taking a Marvel Legends Happy Hogan head and placing it on the heavy Mando body. This is a much better head sculpt than that one, and it fits so much better. So to me, it was worth it to get the official product rather than try and piece one together like I saw so many collectors do out there. So otherwise though, this is just the heavy Mandalorian figure, which is a fantastic figure. It's one of my favorites in the line. So we pretty much know what we're getting into with this figure, but we will still take this off the stand and get a closer look. All right, up close and personal here with Jon, and yeah, this head sculpt is just so good. We've got the Jon Favreau selfie series. Yeah, it's got a great sculpt, really nice photoreal print to it. It's goatee Jon Favreau as well. And the hair is a nice sculpt too, really captures his kind of like wavy hair when he has it a little bit shorter. So yeah, I think this Favreau head sculpt is off the chain. That's like a 10 out of 10 likeness right there for a Black Series figure. But if you really wanted to, you do get the removable helmet, and it fits right over the head and looks absolutely fine to me. Probably a little bit better proportioned. Yeah, you can see the difference between this is the original here. The head is much larger and definitely looks like it's, you know, got a human head underneath, where this one, it is a little bit small, but you wouldn't really notice that until you saw these side by side like this. So yeah, since we got him here, let's go ahead and just compare the two detail wise. You can see Jon's wash is a little bit lighter here, but they still do have the same silver paint app details. The under gray suit is also lighter on Jon as well. Even I think the blue in general is just kind of lighter. And we do actually have a little bit of a paint variation. The original Paz having gold buttons on the pouches. Now on this Jon Favreau one, they are silver. And Jon's gauntlet is actually a little bit darker here. So yeah, there's actually some minor differences. I think where you can really see it though is down here at the legs. Like, what an absolute difference. Actually, Jon does look slightly closer to like the Book of Boba Fett version, but I do just love the wash on the original. So I would still say that the original is probably the one you want for the display, but this is damn good if you just wanted to pick this up and use it as your heavy Mando. But yeah, same sculpt, just some different details. And if you have the original figure, you already know that it does have some incredible articulation. We've got butterfly joints on this figure, really nice single deep cut elbows, so you can actually have him holding the blaster with both hands like you see in the show. And since this figure doesn't actually have a helmet, you do get some really nice head range out of the neck articulation now, with this no longer having the helmet to inhibit it. I will say I definitely wish they would have updated the figure a little bit, because as most of us know, this air hose jet detail is actually kind of inaccurate to how it is on the show. And plus it just inhibits the articulation so much that, just like as you saw on my original figure, I just removed the piece and took it off entirely because it just bugged me so much. So I'm going to leave it on Jon just because I'm going to have him static on the shelf with George and Dave. But just messing around with this figure reminds me just how good this body was and is to this day. And the figure can still fit those Marvel Legends Iron Man blast effects there. So if you wanted to recreate him in a flying pose, you can absolutely still do that with this figure and give him the kind of sort of Mando salute there. And jumping into some comparisons, we have once again the original Heavy Mandalorian figure and the deluxe armorer. Then with Beskar Mando with a custom John Walker head and the Death Watch Mandalorian. And lastly, for the Black Series, we have George Lucas in Stormtrooper disguise and Trapper Wolf, which, as everyone knows, is Dave Filoni. Dave definitely got the short end of the stick here, being on that X-Wing pilot body. He is way undersized, but it is still epic to have 3 of the contributing creators of Star Wars here. I'd love to see them continue to do some more people. Maybe throw a couple little actors in there, like a Peter Mayhew with a removable Chewbacca mask or something, you know, crazy like that. We have the SH Figuarts Mandalorian Season 2 Boba Fett and the Mafex Empire Strikes Back version as well. So there you have it. There was my review for Jon Favreau as Paz Vizsla, aka the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. This figure is a total novelty, something that is not essential to the collection at all. Very easy to pass on if you are uninterested in having the creators of Star Wars on your shelf. But for me, I love this idea. I want to see it keep going, so I'm going to pick these figures up as they come out. So from that aspect, it was definitely worth it for me, but I can totally see why a lot of people passed on this, whether it was due to price or just uninterest in the gimmick. At the time of this recording, it is currently sold out, but I think everyone who wanted to pick up this figure did end up getting it. It was pretty easy to pre-order, although you did have to jump through a couple hoops to get it done. But yeah, as a novelty, as a gimmick, this figure is awesome, but of course, ultimately, I would say it is non-essential for your collection. So that's going to be my review for Jon Favreau here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. If you'd like to support us directly, we do offer a channel membership for 99 cents a month. We also have merch. There is links for everything in the description of this video. Thank you to our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for simply watching, liking, and subscribing, and sharing these videos with your Star Wars figure loving friends. I'm Nate from Out of the Basement, and I will see you next time.